All right, folks, what is good? About to get off work. Just been following up on a few things that I've seen in the world of the Atlanta Falcons. Want to give my thoughts and opinions on a particular player. Frank Darby. Frank Darby trying to show out, ain't it? He really look like he's trying to make this 53-man roster once again. With the influx of receivers coming in, looks like he's trying to make a difference out there. Like, you know, you got Scotty Miller, Mac Hollins, Penny Hart, the kid from Buffalo. You had a handful of receivers that was brought in from last year after Calvin Ridley and I think Zacchaeus is gone as well. So he's trying to make something of himself. Not to say that he didn't, but you know what I mean. What y'all think about that? You know, I mean, give me your thoughts. Like, seriously, what do you think about that? Like, you think Frank Darby really going to step his game up and be an asset to this team? Because even though he was a 6th-round pick, I thought he was a steal. I thought that he was going to be able to come in and contribute right away. Unfortunately, it didn't really pan out the first 2 years. But this offseason, this training camp, these practices, he's looking pretty good. Now, with that being said, where does he fit in? Does he fit in at wide receiver number 3? Because I think Drake London and Mac Hollins is basically 1 and 2. Does he fit in with number 3? Because you still got Scotty Miller on the roster. Don't know his status, but it's going to be kind of tough to pick between those two who's going to be in the slot. I believe that Frank Darby's more of a tweener. He can play the 2, he can play the 3. I don't think he's a number 1, obviously. So I think he can do a little bit of both with this size and athleticism. Unfortunately, we don't see enough of that, so we don't know really what we have. Injuries kind of plagued them, a few other things, but I love his energy. I love what he brings to the team. I just need to see that on the field. Also, we need to talk about Slade Bolden, another receiver that's actually been showing some promise as well. So, how do y'all feel about this, everybody? I mean, let me know. Because I don't know what to make of Frank Darby. I really don't. As bad as I want this guy to be productive, honestly, I wanted him to be the number 2 receiver ever since he came into the Falcons organization. But now you got some other players here, you know, that was before, you know, Drake London and all the other ones came. Now I'm looking at this situation like, where is he going to fit? Can he be a 2? Can he be a 3? Like I said, I think number 1 and 2 is already sold up. I don't care what happens outside of injury. I think London and Mac Hollins is 1 and 2 respectively. Is going to be that number 3 receiver is really, I feel like he's probably going to be competing for. And Scotty Miller is somebody that's known, that's he's more of a situational player. You know, he's that good. He's that guy that can go across the middle, get a nice slant pass, but he also has some speed to him as well, so he can make a double move and make things happen. So, where does this go? Because I think with all the time that Frank Darby has not produced, it kind of put him in a spot to where you don't know where you want to put him. You know, I don't know where to put him at this moment. I mean, do we put him at number 2? Do we put him at number 3? Like I said, I don't think he has the size and the makeup of a number 2, but I don't think he's going to get number 2. I think he'll be a matchup nightmare at number 3 because he's like 6'2", 190 something. I mean, he has the size that'll be a nightmare for any nickelback to deal with. So I just don't know. You know, because I'm looking at highlights of Frank Darby, like, okay, he's trying to make the team. He knows that there's competition out there, so he's putting in work. He's always putting in the work. We just never seen it in a regular season like that. So I'm scratching my head. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know where to take it. And quite honestly, it really got me scratching my head. I mean, it's a good problem to have because we got a handful of receivers that can do some things, not to mention the 3 tight ends that we have and Bijan Robinson that can catch out the backfield. You know, there should be no problem for Desmond Ridder to get the ball to anybody. Now, there's a question mark on his deep ball, which I will talk about that on the podcast later today. There's a question mark about his deep passing, but outside of that, he looks really crisp in the short to medium range. And I don't know if that's going to be suffice, but hey, it's what we got right now. Nevertheless, Frank Darby, what are we going to do with this situation? Because I think it's somewhat a situation. I think it's a good situation. But if he does outshine Scotty Miller and all the others, do we put him at 3? Do we try him at 2? Situational situations at number 2. What do we do with Frank Darby? Do he even make the team? I don't know. I mean, I like him. He's a fan favorite. He has the energy he has the energy that you want on this team. I mean, to be quite honest, I thought that he was going to be gone by now when we got all the other wide receiver signings. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he stepped his game up. Somebody else is trying to do some things too. Had a couple of good catches. What's his name? Our former quarterback. I can't even remember number 15. He's been so long I forgot his name that quick. Felipe Franks. I don't know, man. Y'all just let me know, man, because competition is here as far as the position battles. And Frank Darby is trying to do some things. So I'm about to go ahead and get my 18-wheeler parked. Going to park it. I'm going to head to the house. And I am going to get ready for episode 634, which I'm going to talk about another player that's on the rise that's surprising me and probably surprising you as well if you're a Falcons fan. And we're going to talk a little about Desmond Ridder and the way he's throwing the football. I got a couple of questions. All right, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Enjoy the rest of y'all afternoon. And I will see y'all this evening. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Peace.